Hey, Max here. So, I've played Madden 24, and I've played it for a few hours now, okay? I've played online, played practice mode, gone through franchise, all that stuff. Got my hands on it, and I'm going to give my feedback so far. We're going to get more knowledge tonight where they're going to go over things that are wrong with the feedback, things that are changing. Like, I would expect that diving a play out of Mahomes that you'll see here in the trailer that you can do on, like, Josh Allen and other dashing deadeyes. I would imagine they could say, like, all right, we're going to, like, tone that down, like, not have that much in the releases. That's probably the most fun of, like, everybody that they've been made fun of the most, right? Kind of like me and my ugly face. So, that's why we're not doing anything like that. But I think the thing that people aren't paying attention to is that in mini games, you can tackle the ball carrier through the pop-ups. I was so angry, literally unplayable. Literally, that's how you spell it. That's how you spell it. So angry making this note. All right, but let's go on to more serious thing. I feel like that joke didn't really land, so let's just move on. Catching feels a lot better now. You know, it's crazy like how OP catching seems to be, at least at the moment. Yeah. I feel like a good balance. This is like if a player's in the process of catching the ball and it's hit from the front, like a safety pops them, right? You know how like in Madden we can throw hit sticks, which you can't throw IRL because that's like unnecessary roughness. You can do a lot of things in Madden you can't do IRL, which is fine. He should drop it, but if he's hit from the back, he should totally catch it, right? Like I'm sick. Last year, remember when people would have knockouts, they'd literally touch you on your butt a little bit and you drop the ball. Just annoying, right? They got to get rid of that. So I like that catching is insanely good. If catching was not this good, man coverage would be severely OP. Now, obviously, I haven't messed around a lot with abilities because it's just regs, so abilities are a little harder to kind of like isolate in regs. Versus like Mutt, which is on its way to the game. And I'll do another one of these feedbacks here, of course, over the next coming weeks. A lot of people are going to ask, like, hey, how can you talk about the beta? Apparently EA came out and said we can talk about the beta. No big deal. Nothing changed from last year. Just don't show screenshots. Even though I've seen a ton of screenshots online, we're not going to go ahead and put up on the YouTube channel because we're going to get got, okay? So, you know, man coverage seems to be the meta. That's what I play mostly. It's very hard to get separation. Of course, like I talked about, when I see more route text and stuff, and when I get more things in my field, and say a more balanced game mode like Mutt, yes, you heard that, Regs. Mutt is more balanced than Regs because Regs is just crazy. Now, I will say, man coverage is going to be the meta because zone coverage, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. Specifically, there's a few reasons why zone coverage sucked, and it's still playable, it's still usable. You can still, you know, mix it in. You got to balance your coverages out. You got to do a lot of stuff like that. Really traffic coney. Now, I did notice, guys, you know, getting to the spots a little better on underneath coverages, but safeties are literally in the worst place I've ever seen safeties in the game of Madden in my life. I don't know what they did to safeties, but it is absolutely disgusting. Where's this note? I got this note on my chat plan. I'm cutting and pasting for different spots. It's disgusting. They're awful. You can literally run right past freaking deep thirds, deep, like quarters. Like it's one of the biggest feedback I had of last year is, hey, can you make it so that like guys on streaks just don't run past zones? And they said, oh, what's that feedback? Fuck you, Fox. Fuck you with a fucking pineapple up your asshole. All right? It's awful. It is terrible. I am so surprised at it getting worse. So fix your safety play, EA. The recognition of routes, the breaks, it's all awful. You're terrible. Fix your zones. They're like designed, like the AI is designed by 8-year-olds. All right? Like I can't, like you gotta play basically man coverage if you want meta. Now, I'm gonna try and make zone coverage work, and I gotta like, you know, it's basically playing on nightmare difficulty. If anybody's played any of the games ever than Madden, literally playing zone is so hard because you can just streak right past it. You gotta have the deep out knockouts. Hopefully, I wasn't using any. Like the only reason why I was playing against a Dolphins guy, the only reason why he didn't literally catch 60-yard bombs over me, even with backed off zones every time, was the fact that his quarterback had a noodle for an arm. Right? So it was like underthrown. But my guy was toasted by like 5 yards, playing like 15, 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. They were like waddle, just streaking right past them. It's terrible. It's so bad, dude. Post patterns, get over top of cover threes, don't even recognize it in their zones. Like they bite on play action so fucking hard. It's like biting down on, I'm not even going to talk about what we bite down on here. Okay. Along with that, which is really nice, match is still broken. A lot of people just run past safeties and match still, so match is awful. Like, one of the things that's taking over the NFL, and it has been taking over for years, Saban was big in Alabama with this, years ago, they still can't fix match. There's no pressure from a front four. They literally don't shed. Luckily, this is one of the major problems. It's very easy to change it, right? It's just a slider. So I'm not going to get that angry. But there is literally no pressure. Even who was I playing with? What game was I playing with? One of the premier pass rushers. Was it Bosa? Well, I was playing with, I think I played with the Chargers. Like, you get better pass rushes out of the players without abilities than with abilities. It's so backwards. It's dumb. There's no pressure from a front four. I will say, though, maybe ability shouldn't be overpowered, and that's a good thing, right? The fact that Alex Highsmith is getting home more often than TJ Watt because Alex doesn't have and TJ does. Maybe abilities, we should just flip the script. Make abilities not matter. I'm okay with that. Make the actual front four based off stats matter. But I will say, like jukes. I'm talking about like jukes and stuff. Jukes. They're sharp. They're quick. I think you'll see it's a pretty big juking year. Last year, if you recall, the beta started as a juke heavy. Last year, it was insane how good the jukes were right away in the beta. And then they nerfed them. And they're kind of like meh after this, okay? This is going to be very disappointing for a lot of people when they see that. Dollar will be the meta again. Sadly, look, nice shoulder pads, bro. Did you see that? Let's make fun of them a little bit more. Let's take fun of them a little for this one. What's this? What is this? Come on. Let's go. What does he got? Like, there's like freaking Popeye arms on his shoulder pads. Okay, anyways. Dollar's gonna be the meta, right? Baseline dollar. They still haven't fixed it. Like, I know they're trying to get a lot of fundamentals down the beta, but I'm disappointed that dollar once again. Like, you can kind of stop the run pretty easily just by pinching your D line. The fact that like these three down linemen set are still dominant against the run. Spinner is probably the best run defense in the game. So I'm disappointed that things with like, outside contains on the defensive ends, the tight ends will easily hooked, like, the Khalil Mack types, that kind of stuff. Maybe people will say, oh, Khalil Mack's washed, but it doesn't matter. I don't know, Garrett, Bosa, they get hooked, okay? And it's disappointing. So anyways, adjustments are slow, but I think that's something that you know about. A lot of people have complained about adjustments. It's a beta. With crossplay, I think I turn off crossplay. The fact that they brought crossplay to Madden and didn't put it in franchise was like weird as hell. Like, I don't want crossplay in MUT. Don't need it. Don't care. I turn that off on every single game I can turn it off on. Crossplay is stupid. The fact that we'll have to go against PC guys, and in FIFA, PC guys have like literally invisible teams. MLB The Show, like center fielders, fielders warp around the field and center in MLB The Show on crossplay. The ball floats to the random middle of the plate in crossplay, way worse. I think crossplay was a major L, and you know what? Even turning it off, adjustments are slow. So Madden servers are already bad. Let's hopefully they can fix it. Okay, whoa, hang on. Gotta scroll down. Okay, so again, never kick deep on kickoffs. I did it once. First time I did it, I gave a kick return TV. I tried a couple of times and I tackled them, but yeah, you're going to have a lot of kicks to the fullback again, which is fine, right? Because, who wants to give up long kick returns when we can give up short kick returns? And that's all I got to say about that. Kicking the ball deep, terrible idea once again. Kickoff coverage team, not great. I will say LBs don't seem to jump again. Safeties at LB do. That's confirmed. I definitely noticed I definitely got a pick safety jumping up. So I don't know. The legend of Ryan Shazier continues. The legend of Ryan Shazier of nerfing all linebackers that jump from his MUT card. But for some reason, I don't know why they allow safeties at linebacker jump. Just basically erasing that entire position. They gotta make linebackers jump. You need to make linebackers jump. The fact that they aren't jumping now, like I could see it on old gen where users are much more rapid, but the fact that we're on next gen where defensive usering is so much slower and so much harder, and then you nerf us more, like linebackers are already slow. They already have bad agility to change of direction. They're already losing the safeties there. The fact that you double nerf them is wild to me. Wild. You need to make linebackers jump, EA. That's not like a wish. Literally make them jump. How hard is it? You're basically, we have a new game. This isn't Madden 18 anymore. This isn't Madden 19, 17, 16. Like, linebackers are not going sideline to sideline like Shazier was. We now have much more momentum. They're much slower. Make them jump. Their time is now. Except for maybe on the blitz, right? Guys that jump on the blitz are annoying because they're overpowered. And quarterbacks can't throw around jumping guys like they can IRL. All right. What else am I next? Oh yeah, this was kind of weird. Some of the 3-step, 5-step, 8, 9, 10-step, the drop back on some of the passes is really deep. I don't like that, and I feel like if you drop back really deep, you should get sacked a lot easier. That's not the case. You can do one of them 15-yard dropbacks again. There needs to be more emphasis on pass rush angles. Make people step up in the pocket. Defensive ends do not punish quarterbacks dropping back in the pocket too much. Like, if you have a 15-yard drop back, you should be getting hit. You should be getting hit 100% of the time. Like, tackles cannot block guys like that. There's a reason why there's a pocket. There's a reason why it's such a dedicated skill in the NFL. Now, I get it. Really bad players drop back a lot. I do it a lot on occasion. It's not punished. You need to punish people that play awful quarterbacking. Okay? I've noticed sideline catching has improved. It doesn't look as warpy now. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm going to get to it a little bit, but it did feel like some of the animations got improved around the sideline. Zones, we talked about that. D linemen, dude, this is so annoying. This is so annoying. Why are D linemen oftentimes better off getting double teamed and splitting the double team? That makes no sense to me. Why is it like, okay, the greatest, like Larry Allen combined with Dermonte Dawson at center guard can get their double team split a lot quicker than if they just one-on-one with the defensive lineman. I don't know what your formula is, but dudes should not be getting double team split at what the rate they are. It's annoying. If they're rushing 3, they literally shouldn't be getting pressure, right? Because 2 of them are double team, maybe the one guy gets pressure, okay? One-on-one. Okay, I can see that. But the double teams need to be a lot stronger. Now, I'm not saying it never happens, right? We've seen Aaron Donald split double teams often. I've seen TJ Watt split triple teams. But that's going against whatever slapdick offensive linemen are out there. Not some of the greatest of all time. They need to figure out, equalize it. There's something wrong with their formula. Now, EA, people that work at EA are really cocky. They're really sure of themselves. They're like, we're never wrong. How dare you challenge our formulas? There is something wrong with your formula for double team engagements. Literally look at it. I'm telling you right now, it's not working. Okay? Fix it. QB scrambling is much improved. All right? Much improved. So much better now. All right? Now, obviously, it can't get to like a escape artist, but like if they rush 3 against you, you can get up the middle and get a lot of yards. Okay? I think QB scrambling, maybe some people say it's overpowered. I can see it. I didn't really go against too many dedicated scramblers. I'm more of a rush 4 guy. I'll send in a blitz once in a while, but I'm much more of a base, let's play fucking football type of guy with adjustments and change my zones up play to play, change my user, try to predict my opponents doing that kind of game. So I didn't see as much scrambling up the middle, but I went against guys that dropped 8 in coverage, and like my guys were blanketed, obviously a lot of times, and I would just take off my quarterback. It was a lot better. Like if you recall previous years, if you try to take up the middle, like holding right trigger down, you get that shed and you get tackled at a line of scrimmage. You're like, oh wow, well that was awful. I did not notice that much. I think it was much more balanced this year. That's a big W for 24 in my opinion. I'm just gonna reiterate this because I said it above. Dumbest I've ever seen it. Safeties really suck. I literally can't see them playing any worse. Like the only thing worse they'd be like with how much they bite on play action or that I've seen, with how awful they let guys run by them. Like seriously, the only worse they can be is if they ended up like the refs and disappeared, right? If they just ended up like that and they just didn't come back. That like they literally couldn't play worse. I've never seen safeties in Madden play worse than they play right now. It's awful. It seems like the underzones got fixed a little bit. They're still traffic coney. They still sit there. They still don't recognize threats in their area. EA, for how long have you been making this game? 30 years, still aren't able to fix zones and the ability for them to see guys near them or near them enough. Tip balls, still have people not aware of the existence. Like, dog, I don't know. It's just frustrating. Seeing the ball get tipped and then a guy turn and hit him in the back, right? He's literally looking at the play or looking close-ish, and then he turns away, lets the ball hit him in the back. Seems weird. There's not that awareness. Like, hey, the ball just got tipped up. Everybody should be hustling to the ball. Get your hands up. Get that tip. It's not like a him in the face masking drop like we've seen IRL. Literally, he turned around 180, right? Just like people will be looking at Madden, turning 360 degrees and walking away, right? They turned 180 him in the back, okay? One thing I've noticed is people talk about QB releases. To my knowledge, QB releases in franchise have always been slower than MUT, or last couple years. I'm guessing it's the same this year. We'll see when we get MUT in the game if they speed up QB releases for MUT, because MUT's a lot more, I guess, blitz heavy and whatnot. But, like, that's what I got to say. I got notes about franchise. I'll do another video. That's my biggest feedback on the gameplay. It's been long enough. I'll see you later. Let me know in the comments what you guys want.